Let's go back to the first example that we were working with. So a quick reminder, we had created a workbook called Hello World, and very simple, we had kept Hello and World in A1 and B1. What I want to do is to add a third value in the cell C1. To do this, so I'll just call this appending data. So from OpenPy Excel, we want to import load workbook, and then we want to start by opening the spreadsheet and selecting the main sheet. So our workbook is equal to load workbook, where the file name is equal to hello underscore world dot xlsx, and the sheet is equal to the active workbook sheet. Once we've done that, we can simply say that in the cell C1, we are writing a value, let's say writing, and now I also want to save the spreadsheet. So workbook dot save, our file name is equal to hello underscore world underscore append dot xlsx. So we run this, and if you go back to the folder, there is a new workbook called hello world append, and if we double click and open this, you will see that we have hello world and writing written like this. Excellent. Let's continue with this lecture. Now imagine you want to add a column before the existing column. So I say that add a column before the existing column, which is, you can either call it column 1 or you can call it column A. To do this, we will say sheet dot insert dot columns. We can just say that the ID is equal to 1, and then we print rows. Let's quickly check. Okay, wait a second. This has to be an underscore. Okay, as you can see, there is a none that has come here. So hello world and writing, which were originally in A1, B1 and C1, have now come in B1, C1 and D1. How do you verify this? Let me just save this. So workbook dot save, and the file name is equal to hello world append dot xlsx. And if we go back to the folder and we open this, you would notice we get, oh, I actually ran it 2 times, but you get the idea. It has created a new column automatically. Now, if you wanted to insert multiple columns, what you could have done is, so let me just copy this, and we say insert multiple columns. To do this, you can write sheet dot insert columns. Now I'm choosing my ID as, let's say, number 3, and the amount as 3, right? So let's see what happens when I print my rows both before and after, right? So we are printing it before we have added the new columns, and we are printing it afterwards. Let's see the result. So first you will notice that we had 2 blank columns and then 3 values. Now we have 1, 2 followed by 1, 2 and 3. So from the third position, which was hello, we have added 3 blank columns, and hello world in writing has been shifted towards the right. Now, if you want to delete these, the process is very similar. So if I want to delete the columns, we can say sheet dot delete underscore columns, and we say that our ID is equal to 1 and the amount is equal to, let's say, 4. And if I print my rows now, you will notice that out of the 5 blank columns, 4 have been removed, only 1 remains. But if I do that once again, so if I say that I want to remove the amount is 1, oh, wait a minute, something went wrong here. 1 second. Oh, I'm sorry, I think I ran it 2 times. Not a problem, we'll just do it once more. So we will run this a few more times. And okay. And this time you notice that when I ran it for the first time, it removed 4 out of the 5 blank columns. And then we ran it one more time, it removed the last blank column. And the result is world and writing. Wait a minute. So none, hello. Okay, you know what? I'm just going to do it one last time. So we have none, world and writing. So you notice there is a problem which is appearing here, which is that, okay, now it seems okay. So we have none, hello, world and writing. When I insert, it gives me none, hello, world, writing. And then it gives me none, hello. And after hello, we have none, none, none. Now, why is that happening? Remember, if I do it a little differently, so I'm just going to first make it as one blank column followed by hello, world, and writing. And then we want to print the rows. So we get none, hello, world, and writing. Now, if I start with ID 1 and if I say my amount is 2, the result would be none, none, and none. So we get it 3 times. If I run it once again, then we get 1, 2, 3, and then 4 and 5. So we get 5 nuns. And because we want to remove these 5 nuns, I can just run the last piece of code and the result would be hello, world, and writing. It's just pure logic. You just have to try it out a few times. And if you're getting confused, always make sure to reopen the Excel file to check what is happening. My suggestion is don't do 5 different lines of codes before you check. Do it one line of code and one check at a time.